Welcome to IDSKT. Let's explore an important topic shaping the future of defense and global security. I'm the founder and director of International Defense Security and Technology, a California-based nonprofit think tank dedicated to research and analysis on global defense, security, and emerging technologies. I also serve as CEO of Interplanix LLC, a New Mexico-based company advancing satellite risk analysis, orbital debris forecasting, and space security frameworks to ensure mission assurance and resilience. Previously, I served in leadership roles at India's Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO. Most recently as Director of the Systems Analysis, Modeling, Safety, and Quality Cluster at DRDO Headquarters, New Delhi. This channel brings you deep insights into the global security ecosystem, from geopolitics and emerging military technologies to cyber, space, and system-level analysis of tech trends and their interrelationships. Subscribe and join us as we decode the forces shaping the future of global defense and human security.
We are going to talk today about something that's quietly transforming the battlefield, and I mean quietly in the most literal sense. Imagine military tanks and armored vehicles rolling into position without the roar of diesel engines, without the plume of exhaust. Just silent, smooth movement that catches the enemy completely off guard. This is the reality armed forces around the world are working toward, and it's all thanks to electric and hybrid land vehicles. Now, you might think this is all about going green, saving the planet, and cutting emissions, and yes, that's part of it. But the real driving force here is tactical advantage. Stealth is everything in modern warfare. If your forces can move without being heard, or even seen on thermal cameras, you have a huge upper hand. And with hybrids and full electric systems, you also slash your dependence on those long, vulnerable fuel convoys. Anyone who's studied military history knows you attack the supply lines, you cripple the army. Reducing that weakness is a game changer. The US Army, for example, is testing hybrid electric combat vehicles that can run in silent mode for reconnaissance or infiltration missions. The UK Ministry of Defence is trialling hybrid patrol vehicles for covert operations. NATO allies are experimenting with electric armor and even hydrogen fuel cells to extend range and cut noise. And don't think it's just the West. China is developing electric infantry fighting vehicles, and Russia is testing electric all-terrain vehicles for extreme Arctic conditions. It's not only about moving quietly. Electric drivetrains are simpler mechanically, with fewer parts to break down. That means less maintenance, fewer spare parts to haul around, and fewer delays in the field. Plus, these vehicles can power advanced electronics, everything from high-tech sensors to energy-hungry weapons systems, without having to keep an engine running. But of course, it's not all smooth sailing. Right now, one of the biggest issues is range. In civilian life, running out of battery is a headache. On the battlefield, it can be fatal. There's no Tesla supercharger in the middle of a desert combat zone. So militaries are working on mobile charging stations, battery swapping tech, renewable microgrids, even solar and wind setups at forward bases to keep vehicles running without relying on the main power grid. Then there's the challenge of weight. Heavy batteries plus heavy armor is not a great combo for mobility. To fix this, engineers are looking at lightweight composite armor, solid-state batteries, and more efficient power electronics that shrink down the size and weight of key components. And since modern vehicles are as much software as they are steel, cybersecurity is a serious concern. No one wants a hacked tank. That's why military EVs are getting military-grade encryption, AI threat detection, and even backup systems that can keep them operational under electronic attack. The tech breakthroughs are coming fast. Solid-state batteries that store more energy in less space. Lithium-sulfur cells that are lighter but more powerful. Hydrogen fuel cells that can be refueled in minutes and run for hundreds of kilometers. Rolls-Royce is even working on hybrid power systems for 70-ton tanks, giving them the muscle they need while keeping them quiet when it matters most. Looking ahead, picture an entire convoy of autonomous electric supply trucks driving themselves into position, recharging from mobile solar units, and never once needing a drop of fuel from a vulnerable convoy. Imagine forward bases powered entirely by renewable microgrids, feeding energy directly to tanks, armored vehicles, and drones. This isn't a sci-fi movie, this is where the technology is headed. And here's the bottom line, this shift to electric and hybrid military vehicles isn't just an environmental policy, it's a strategic weapon. Quieter vehicles are harder to detect. Fuel independence makes forces harder to stop. More efficient systems mean more resources for the mission, not for the fuel truck. The future battlefield will be cleaner, yes, but it will also be far more unpredictable for anyone on the wrong side of those silent tracks. So next time you picture the roar of engines on the battlefield, remember, the wars of tomorrow might arrive without a sound.